the most recent varieties that we've started to work with at Yalumba is a variety called Roussanne. It, like Viognier, comes from the northern Rhone Valley in France, and like Viognier, not a particularly widespread variety around the world. Still quite a small variety in terms of production. It's quite exotic, and we've been wanting to work with Roussanne for a very long time, and so in the late 2000s, where we had some material and we were able to start planting vineyards, we started to do that, and now we've got this beautiful wine. It sits alongside the Viognier and the Chardonnay in our Eden Valley range, and in some ways it has quite a lot of things that are very similar to Viognier in its weight and its richness, and also with the sort of food styles that it will go with. But rather than walk through a stone fruit orchard, which is how I think about Viognier, Roussanne to me is like walking through an old-fashioned cottage garden that's on the seashore, or at least on the cliffs overlooking the sea. So it's got flavours, you know, like tea rose, so sort of, you know, those beautiful sort of dusty aromas and flavours, chamomile and lavender, and a little bit of sea spray in the background. A little bit more savoury than the sort of the sweet fruit characters that come out of Viognier. But it's another one now of our favourite varieties that comes from the Eden Valley. Like the Viognier and like the Chardonnay, the Roussanne is fermented only with the yeast that come out of the vineyard. So it's a real expression of the terroir. It's a real expression of the place that it comes from. And it spends about 10 months after it's fermented, just aging in the French oak barrels that it was fermented in. But like the Viognier, we don't use any new oak. So you won't pick up the Roussanne or the Viognier and smell it and say, oh, I can see oak in there, because you don't see oak flavours. But the barrels, those old oak barrels that they age in, just give a lovely richness to the wine. They let the wine just slowly breathe with the air as the oak is a little bit porous to air, and over that time it just gives it the opportunity just to develop that lovely richness and smoothness.